Welcome back to Living Off Grid. What we're looking at here is our sawmill. I built a 24-foot long, 8-foot deep structure for it, and the sawmill sits inside, keeps it out of the weather, keeps me out of the weather. I can work in the rain if I need to. Let's go have a look. Alright, so this is located in what I call a gully. It's in between two hillsides. We own all those woods up through there, and all that up through there, and that's where the camper is. That's where the cabin's going to be. Alright, so most of the logs we're going to be cutting are similar to this one. This one's only 6 foot long, but that's about a 16-inch poplar log. Should yield a decent 8x8 cant and a couple other boards off each side. Usually get about 3 to 4 logs per tree down here. As you can see up behind the sawmill, those 2 large trees, really straight. The one is, at least. That's poplar as well. Alright. I think we've attracted a butterfly here. That's cool. All the wood used to make this was run on the sawmill. None of it's all that great. It was just some test cuts I did and some initial practice work while the sawmill was on cinder blocks over here to the left. Yeah, that's initially where she lived for a few months until I got the handle for it and got enough lumber up to build the structure back there. She works for what she does. Very useful tool. Alright, so the ramp's here. That's how I load logs. There's a winch in the back. It allows me to roll the logs right up on there. Pretty large ones, in fact. I can also load with my tractor, but I wanted a second way to do it just in case my tractor goes down or I have something I can't get up there due to the height restriction on the opening or something. Alright, and we're back. Had a fly bother me quite badly. Okay, so that's where the sawmill head lives. Up in that little cubby hole there. Keeps her out of the weather. She slides back and forth on that rail track. And I'll demonstrate that here quickly. Show you how nice and level it is. Just a little push and she rolls with ease. That's what you want. This sawmill is a Woodland Mills SM122. I got it from Canada. And she does a lot of good work. It's a bandsaw sawmill. The SM122 means that it will cut 22-inch diameter logs. And since I got the track extension, I can go 16.5 feet long instead of 10.5, which is the standard. I highly advise doing that. Got some little bit of lumber here, some 1-inch thick poplar. Just letting it dry flat here until I get needing the sawmill again. In the back, you can see the Harbor Freight winch. Simply running off the little battery that I'll recharge off the solar as I need to. The big barrel, the sawmill does use water. It has a water tank for lubricant, so why not catch rainwater to do that? As you can see, I got about a 2.5 gallon tank up there. And it cools the blade and makes it cut easier, longer lasting life. Okay. Let's walk around the back here. I put board and batten siding on it all the way around, if I can set back far enough. Just to give me a little extra weather protection on this end. I've yet to put the battens on over the gaps. Just letting the boards dry a little bit. Now if I back up a little more here, you can see the gutter I put on the back. Little downspout goes into the rain barrel. Why not, right? I do live off grid. Use what resources I can. Alright. Show you a little something I made up. This log diameter to cant size. A cant is basically after you remove all the round sides, you end up with a big square or rectangle. This is helpful for me when cutting. So let's say that I've got a 15-inch. I know I can get a 10 by 10 cant. Or if I'm going for an 8-inch, I need somewhere around 11.5-inch diameter tree to get an 8 by 8. So just a little helpful little tool I created based on experience and charts I've seen online. This is my cubby where I keep my saw blades on the wall and in that box. Let it roll here. This is the best little engines in the world, I tell you. These Kohler Command Pros, they run smooth, they start every time, and that 7 horsepower is way plenty for this machine. I really like it. It makes it handy. This is my operator point of view. I've got a winch there to lift and lower the sawmill as needed. The little arm sticking out is the gas throttle, which also turns the water on and lets the water come rolling down to cool the blade. Yeah, it's also nice and cool down here. It's one of the reasons why I put it down here. And there she is, parked in her spot. This is the view, looking back out from the sawmill. There's my handy truck again. Got a ladder in the back and a few other things there. I'm cleaning up a mess down here. And of course Ozzy, always following me around. We're going to take a quick break and I'm going to resume the video in a second. I'm going to take you up to the cabin and show you around. So give me just a second and we'll be up there. And we're back. Alright, so we're looking at the same spot we did last week. However, as you see, there's some more pillars. Got those 3, and those 2, and this one. This one we did today. She's still drying. However, we did have a little problem. If you notice down toward the bottom, my form broke loose a little. Won't really matter. What matters is what's up here, and that is all perfectly in line like it should be. I think we're out just a tiny bit, but it won't matter over this distance of this this cabin. But everything's coming along. We've got 3 more pillars to do and we're done. As you can see here, I want to show you all my water level. It's a 50-foot 3/8 tube filled with colored water, and the way that works, track it all the way up here. As you can see, that means that the water level is flush to the top of the block. Well, if I want to find out any point down through here that needs to be level to that block, I just move my water level around to that spot. Let's see here, I'm moving a little quick here, I'm sorry. As you can see, this block here is leveled to the other one. Now, I've got it sitting off the block a little bit, but if I put it up to the block, they will match each other. I used a laser initially to set everything up, but I wanted to double check myself just to be sure, because that block there in the middle is about 2 inches low, and I was using a laser to do that. And how might that happen, you ask? Well, my laser level had some functions I didn't know about, one of which locks the laser in and it doesn't automatically level for you. So user beware. Now I know. It's okay, I'm just going to shim under it anyway. But the rest of them are all nice and level to each other. Alright, well, just wanted to show you the progress. We get that one done today. I'll be able to take the forms off it tomorrow. We're going to put another one about right there. And we're going to put another one here in the middle. And then the final one should be in between the 2 tall ones. Yep. It'll be halfway. And that'll be all 9 done. Fully expect we should get that done this week. The next step is I gotta drop a couple of trees and start creating some longer beams. I'm aiming for 13 footers, so I have a little extra to play with, and that'll be enough to bridge the distance between one and the other. One pillar and the other pillar. So, and we're going to allow them to hang over an inch or two, and that'll help me square up any issues I might have as in terms of something might be off a little bit and I need to square the building before I start going on with the walls. I'm really happy with this all thread. It's 5/8 I think that's going to do a really good job of securing the outside walls to these pillars. We do get some pretty good winds around here. Known to have a couple tornadoes or two, so maybe they'll give us a little extra support. I would have done more today, but I ran out of concrete. I used a bit more than I thought I would. The next thing I'm going to do is right down in here, I'm going to start creating a little drop yard. I'm going to try to use the cinder blocks that I had as the test pillars and create myself a flattened area to put the logs on, close enough that I can get to them and use them. I hear thunder. Alright. Well, I think that's enough for this week. Stay tuned. We'll produce one about every week, I think. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good week.